Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
All right then, hello and welcome to the Outside View brought to you by Women's Quick Zone and presented by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness and AMRI Hospitals. Well, a rain-affected game reduced to 27 overs per side, hosts desperately needing 2 points, whereas Bangladesh trying to make a statement. In their debut World Cup, and then of course the rain gods had their say, but finally we got to witness the action. Intriguing contest so far, and here we are discussing the game. Joining me are Brittany and Shatira. Welcome both of you.
Thank you.
We'll get to the individual performances in a while, but first coming to you, Brittany, are the runs on board enough for New Zealand? Like, has Bangladesh scored enough for New Zealand to chase it?
I think that Bangladesh is at least 10 to 20 runs short. Compared to the start they had, they really thought they would get over that at least that 150 mark. But kudos to New Zealand to bringing down that run with, because Bangladesh had the perfect start to at least score 150 to 160.
Yes, a little bit 15, 20 runs short is what Brittany thinks. And as you mentioned that they got to a good start. So they were playing an attacking game unlike they did in South Africa. Obviously, the opening partnership was good there as well. But this time around, we saw more intent from the openers. They were finding gaps comfortably. So your thoughts on the opening partnership, Shatira?
It was great today. It was great today that we need last match, but we got it today. But unfortunately, we got the momentum today early in the match, but we couldn't finish it again. Because if you do 140 with this much of good team like New Zealand, you cannot fight with this run. And when you got a very very good start, both of the openers they get enough runs, and they were like Liet Ahuhu, she did only 2 overs, so they don't know about the big name. They were playing according to the situation, and they played very very well shots, and like they were dominating the New Zealand pace attack in New Zealand in this situation. But after that, they couldn't complete it. That is the problem. So there you miss your nerve once your opening partner get out. Then when Nigar Sultana came for number 3, then she took some time to get runs. After that, when she was getting run, she got out. So after she gone, Farjana played little bit slower. She was taking only the singles. She's kind of the player. She was taking the singles. She was maintaining the strike rate and everything. But I think when she said she got the half century, she could go for big shots, but she couldn't go there because no one could help her in the other side. Everyone is coming and going in the other hand, and she was in the pressure. So, but the starting, when I saw the starting, I thought this match will go till 180 or 90. It could be, but unfortunately, what we predict before the match 140, and it was there.
Just taking a quick look at the Bangladesh scorecard once again, the runs that the openers scored, Shamima, Sultana, Farjana Haq, 33, 52, looked quite comfortable, and then Nigar Sultana, she had to depart. So the first thing that you rightly mentioned that it targeted the Pacers. So that was my next point, Shatira. Knowing the Bangladesh cricket, they always look comfortable against spin. Coming from the Asian region, it was expected that they might be more comfortable against spin. But what we saw today was they were dominating the Pacers. How did that go? Because they completely dominated the proceedings against Liha Tahu, against Jesker.
Because like the ball was coming into the bat, and it was so easy to play short of the pace bowlers. But if you are batting against spinner, you cannot stand on the wicket and you cannot play there. Ball will not come to you. You have to go there. Most of the batter who can score run against a spinner, they have to go down the track, they have to play sweep, they have to play lots of shots. But our Bangladeshi batters, they were trying to stay there. They I didn't see only one shot. Nigar Sultana played down the track. She came and played a four. But most of the ball, Farjana Hawk and Nigar Sultana, they were trying to play in their stance. But it is not like that. Now, if you are playing spin, you have to shuffle yourself. You have to improvise. You have to make the ball by the boundary. So that was the problem, I think. But for pace ball, you don't need so much of foot movement. Where you're standing, you can play from there, and they did it. But for the spin, they were, I think, little bit confused. But I don't think so. They did very good spin. There was no so much turn. It was coming straight delivery, but the spot was very good, and they were stuck there.
Okay, having a look at the bowling of New Zealand in the innings so far, we of course saw that the Pacers were targeted in the initial overs, but then we saw Haley Jensen coming in, Amelia Kerr. She went wicketless but was quite economical in the match. Also from Frances McKay and then Amy Satterthwaite. We'll just talk about her later. But coming to you, Brittany, New Zealand needed to tighten up their lines and lengths a bit, maybe, because we saw in the game against South Africa as well. Karp and Ismail, they were bowling a bit wide and short. Tahu and Jessica did that in today's match as well. So, do you think that that were the reasons that Bangladesh was able to dominate the Pacers?
Not taking anything away from Bangladesh and the way they batted in the start, but I believe New Zealand bowl pretty bad on top. Looking at the said South Africa's game, you saw that Bangladesh scored most of the runs square the wicket, which is kind of accustomed to most Asian team. They tend to score square the wicket. I find it was too short and it was too wide. If you even look at the 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 52 runs that Cork scores, it was about at least 20 was between the middle wicket area, and they still left nobody in that short make with the wicket. They allow her to just go at it. Whether you're saving one, whether you're saving two, I think they could have been a little more aggressive in terms of trying to cut off that area. And also, Bangladesh are not known for hitting sixes, right? I just find that was bowling a little too short for Bangladesh to score square of the wicket. I think that in conditions like that, as fast bowlers who are naturally swing bowlers, they was bowling taking out what the ball needed to do, which was swing. So if you bowl that leg and bowl that shot, obviously you're not going to get more swing. If I believe Tahuhu and just could go a little further, I believe it would have allowed Bangladesh openers to be under a little more pressure.
True. And also, as we were talking about that Bangladesh had nothing to lose. They are playing their ODI World Cup here to make a statement, have to be fearless with their game. And Farjana Haq today, first Bangladesh player to score ODI World Cup 50. That should be a special moment for her, Shatira.
Yeah, obviously, for everyone that should be a very special moment. And the batter like her, who always think about batting, even she's sleeping in her dream, always she is doing batting like that. So it's a proud moment for her and for us as well, because the team like New Zealand, you got a 50. That is a big thing for us, because everyone knows the team is a new team. So this is a very proud moment for her and me and everyone in the Bangladesh as well. But I don't know what will be the result, but what fight they have given, what starting they have given today, that is like extraordinary, and everyone liked it and we appreciate it. I don't know what will be the result, but we should, if you think about the first 10 overs of the match, Bangladesh was the winner. After that, yeah, we lost the momentum, but it's all about the match. So how many match you will play, if you get more experience later on, I think after that you will learn from this mistake that what you should do. After getting a very good start, you couldn't take the momentum, you couldn't continue the momentum. So it's maybe all about for experience, but it will be better day by day.
Yes, definitely it will be better day by day, says Shatira. But then Frances McKay, obviously we had a talk about her in our pre-match. You wanted her to be in the team, Brittany, and then she eventually made it. Comes in the 10th over. Then you get your first breakthrough. The momentum slightly comes towards New Zealand. So probably she gave nothing to the Bangladesh batters to dominate. And then the big wicket of Farjana in the end. And an impressive 26th over as well. Your thoughts on her today?
As I said earlier, she was my player to always be in New Zealand 11. She's a player that who can change the game. As you see, she came and break the partnership, and also she aggressive in her bowling in terms of, a lot of bowlers feel the ball and just pick it up and walk back to the line. But she's always looking for a wicket. Impressive 6 overs, 24 runs, 1 wicket, and also the two run outs. But 20 dot balls within those 6 overs, which did apply pressure to Bangladesh.
Definitely. And also the a word on Amy Satterthwaite. She definitely completed her 50 wickets in ODI cricket. That was probably a good move by captain Sophie Devine. She came up with the wicket of Nigar Sultana and then Rumana. Rumana could have been the game changer for Bangladesh, Brittany.
Where was Satterthwaite when they played against West Indies? I always have the idea, if a team have you under pressure and you have bowling options in your lineup, nothing wrong with giving a try. Is one of the two things. Either it will work out or it won't. So I'm really happy to see that, Satterthwaite, she took the ball and, delivered for New Zealand, and I'm hoping that, you see more of her during the World Cup.
More of her in the World Cup. But Shatira, coming to you, good learnings from the game against South Africa for Bangladesh. Bangladesh was quick in between the wickets, completed the first run quickly, tried their all to put New Zealand in pressure. The running between the wickets was commendable today, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously it was excellent today, especially two openers. They have changed to the Farjana uh, once or twice in her career. Maybe she came for opening, and Shamima is basically a T20 opener. That's why she played very well. Running between the wicket was very good today. And if you mentioned about the South Africa match, in first 10 overs they were only 29 runs without any loss. So they learned a very good lesson from there, and they have covered the first area today, no, from the last match. And today, if you compare with the run rate, it was first 10 over 8.30. So current run rate was excellent, and they were playing very good shot. They were counting every over how many runs they were taking. It was excellent running between the wicket. And what we told before, that Shamin Shupta is not in the squad, then like for rain, it was playing cuttle over now. So if you are playing cuttle over, you have to think about the hard hitter batter always. That's why they took the initial decision. So they sent Farjana to the opening, and she did well. And it was like a trick, or it was like a what I'll say, like they played a trick and it works. So that's the
Yeah.
good thing for Jana. They took the she took the responsibility and they covered it. That is the thing. Now what team expect from her, and she fulfilled it fully.
So in cricket, we often talk that when you get the momentum, you need to capitalize on that, because once you lose it, that's what Bangladesh did in the last match. They got the momentum but weren't able to capitalize on that. But New Zealand today made no mistake. So the bowlers tried to take the pace off the ball, knowing that they were comfortable. Bangladesh batters were comfortable against pace. So smart cricket from the hosts, Brittany. The momentum suddenly came their way after the overs of MACKAY and Amy, and they didn't let that momentum slip off from their hand.
Very much so. New Zealand still the momentum right back. If you look at the scorecard, New Zealand bowled 11, had at least 11 overs in dot balls, and I think that would be very crucial going forward for Bangladesh. If you look at against South Africa in the previous game, Bangladesh faced almost 30 overs of that ball. So yes, the running between the wicket was very efficient, but rotation of strike would be needed for Bangladesh to go forward.
Definitely. Also, a word on Amelia Kerr. Shatira would come to you with that. What are your thoughts on her bowling today? Like she went wicketless, but then came in with the variation she brought into the field today. Obviously, she has to play a big role with the bat for New Zealand when they take the charge of the field. But initially, about the bowling, the form that she carries into this World Cup.
Yeah, Malika is always been my favorite player, and before this tournament, I was talking about that girl that she could be the like has wicket taker, or she's a very good all rounder. I really like her. Basically, when she came for bowling, she was like economy bowling. Though she didn't get any wicket, but she bowled economy ball. That was important that time when they both of them were batting very well. So certain time one spinner came and your run rate was like uh, she uh, b- uh, she just cut the runs. So that was the pressure, na? The pressure she put on the batter, and after that they given their wicket. So the pressure was very important that time. Always wicket is not important. Once one bowler have given pressure, the another bowler will get the wicket, and that happens today.
So New Zealand have 141 to chase. So obviously the opening partnership is going to be key. Sophie Devine was splendid with the bat in the last match. She scored a century that went in vain. Of course, we had a word about it before. But then when you know that you know need those 2 points, you are chasing a 141. Obviously, we are talking that it's a modest total. Maybe 180 could have been more competitive, but those runs have to be scored. And considering the bowling character that Bangladesh showed against South Africa, what approach would New Zealand take when they come to bat, Brittany?
Yes, New Zealand won the 2 points. So most importantly, I think New Zealand will be concerned about the net run with going forward. The fact that rain is in the air, never know how the games in the future will swing. So early in the competition, you have to try to get that net run with high, because someday it might come down and hunt them. So I think they're going to be very aggressive and attacking. I'm really excited to see how Bates and Levine try to take on Trishna and that ball swinging. So let's see how it goes.
Yes, let's see how it goes. Excited Brittany is, and so are we. But Shatira, then yes, in the last match we saw Fariha Krishna coming in with the ball, impressing everyone. So she would have that expectations on her. And how does a player deal with it? Because once you've performed, the team pin their hopes on the player. So she would have a great role alongside the experience of Jhanara Alam and the other bowlers as well.
Yeah, that's true, but it will be a little bit difficult because the target is not too much. So you cannot fight with that target with the batters like Sophie Devine, Susie Bates, Emilika, and all the good batters are there, and they are devastating player. Especially, I'll say about Sophie Devine. The fight will be against jersey number 77 and 77, Sophie and Chishna. And fortunately, my jersey number was in 77, so I'll be very happy to see that 277 is fighting each other, because Sophie Devine is a player who is the most devastating player in the world, I think, in this time. And she got her first match. She got the century. She is in tremendous form. So it will be very difficult for Bangladeshi bowlers to get her out in the first. If they will, yeah, they will get her wicket early in this like first few overs, 3 to 4 overs, then it will be okay. But if once she will be set, so she will be very dangerous. So uh, it will be very what I'll say, like they have to think about that two batters, Sophie Devine and Suji Best. They have to get her out within 4 to 5 overs if Bangladesh wants to have in this match, and they want to fight at least.
Putting up an interesting perspective of the jersey number. So I'll ask easy prediction this time around, not asking who is winning the game, but Brittany, your pick of the bowler who is going to ask difficult question to the New Zealand batters.
For me, Trishna, she right now holds the key for Bangladesh in this game.
And for you, Shatira?
Obviously, Trishna, she's a surprising package this time. Obviously, January Alum will do well. Definitely, I wish, but I'll go for Faria Trishna. I'm very keen to see her bowling today against this two devastating batter. How she will bowl today, I'm very keen to see.
Both our experts are on the same page. So let's see how the action unfolds. Definitely, we will catch up this conversation in the post-match show. Until then, stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket.